get the show started!
In today's video, Daniel Cormier sends a message to Paulo Costa. Donald Cerrone says he's open to a boxing match with Jake Paul. Namajunas gets submitted in 65 seconds by Gillian Robertson. John Dodson scores an impressive KO win at RIZIN 40, and Marlon Vera accuses Aljamain Sterling of cheating. Speaking in a recent YouTube video, Daniel Cormier discussed Paulo Costa's future in the UFC and encouraged the Brazilian to take on Khamzat Chimaev in the last fight of his contract. DC believes that a win over Boris would help a lot in contract negotiations with the UFC. He said, Paulo Costa is about done with his UFC contract. The UFC will give you a fight to make you prove why they should pay you if you're at the end, because if Paulo Costa goes and beats Khamzat Chimaev, then he might get anything he wants. So for him, it makes sense. But if he gets beat and wiped out, now what? That bargaining power is a little bit less. Do you still kind of move the needle a little bit? Yeah. But imagine how much you would move the needle if you're the first guy to beat Khamzat Chimaev and hopefully beat him impressively. Then you hold all the chips. When I say chips, I mean the dollars, baby. Donald Cerrone says he's open to a boxing match with Jake Paul. Speaking on the Thick Boy podcast, Cerrone said that Paul is actually a good boxer and respects what he's doing in the combat sports world. As far as a potential boxing fight between the two, Cerrone doesn't seem like he's going to go out of his way to pick a fight, but if an offer were to come his way, he'd welcome it with open arms. Here's the clip.
The Jake Paul phenomenon is kind of crazy. It's got everybody calling him out, and kind of like the big Conor push, you know what I mean? That's what I feel like is happening with Jake Paul. Everyone's wanting to fight, and I don't see why they wouldn't, because that's a big money fight. But you can't take away, like everyone's saying those are like rigged fights. I think he's hitting hard, you know what I mean? I really do think those are legitimate shots and strikes, and he's been practicing boxing and for the show, and he's whipping their asses. So it's, I don't think that there's any like mishype, you know. I think he's got something going on there. Would I like to fight him? Fuck, of course. How could I say no to millions of dollars? So I would definitely go out there and do it, but I'm not sitting over here saying, Jake, you're a YouTuber, ain't worth the fuck, blah blah blah. My man, you're making money, make the money, and if you want to throw some money my way, I'm with you.
Cerrone made his final walk on July 2nd, 2022 when he suffered a second-round guillotine submission loss to Jim Miller. Cerrone retired winless in his final 7 fights and decided that it was finally time to call it a career. What do you guys make of these comments from Cowboy? Would you like to see him try to take out Jake Paul in a boxing match? Let us know in the comments below. UFC flyweight Gillian Robertson needed just 65 seconds to finish ex-strawweight champion Namajunas in the main event at Fury Pro Grappling 6.
Oh, she's thinking about it, and she has to tap! Are you kidding me?
On the card's co-main event, Chase Hooper submitted fellow UFC veteran Clay Guida.
Witches, calf slicer.
I think he's looking at him like, I can do this, right? And he gets it! Oh!
Another matchup between UFC fighters saw Pat Sabatini lock in a rear naked choke to tap out Alex Caceres.
The shoulder, this is going to be tight. You see Caceres trying to peel it away there. Squeezes in, and that's the time!
The card also featured the return of retired UFC heavyweight Pat Barry. He lost the match against John Pellet via decision.
Look at that, and the hand just covering the mouth.
Dirty business right there, but completely legal. Constantly trying to, look at this!
Look at this! Going for the leg here!
Oh, almost a knee bar!
John Dodson returned to Japan after his second professional bout took place there 18 years ago, and he certainly made the most of his opportunity at RIZIN 40. The UFC veteran scored an impressive win as he knocked Hideo Takoro out cold in the first round. Here's the video.
Landing like a massive shot. Oh, good body shot.
Takoro's holding it down. He goes, and it is over.
Marlon Vera thinks the UFC bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling is a cheater. One of the biggest bantamweights in the division, Sterling regularly cuts an enormous amount of weight to get down to the 135-pound limit, and after a successful title defense against TJ Dillashaw at UFC 280, Sterling revealed that he put back on 40 pounds in the week following the fight. During a recent interview on the Believe You Me podcast, Vera said that cutting that amount of weight is cheating in his opinion, and it actually makes it easier to get knocked out.
If he beats Henry Cejudo, he's going to go up to 145 pounds. What do you think of that?
I think he's too big for the weight class. He's cutting that much weight is cheating to me. I'm like, you're kind of like a pussy if you cut that much weight because you want to be bigger and stronger. Because he really doesn't hurt nobody, but he makes you carry his weight, take you down. Like, I'm 155 pounds in or out of camp. I feel that's like a natural 135 pounder. And I'm still thinking I cut a lot of weight because 20 pounds is a lot. That motherfucker weighs like 170, 180 pounds when he's eating God knows what. And yeah, you can make that weight. That's why he's being KO unconscious, because the amount of weight he cut. I'm like, if you touch him, he might go down. So
Vera also shared his thoughts on the Cejudo-Sterling matchup.
I got two more quick questions I want to ask you about. Cejudo versus Aljamain. How do you see that going down?
I believe Cejudo got a little more speed and have a better striking base. I just think Sterling is just too big for him. Like, he's gonna shoot a shitty shot, but the strength is gonna make him go to him and make him carry his weight. Because even Cruz was able to get to Cejudo's legs. I'm like, you can be Olympic, whatever you are, but this is MMA. If I punch in the face, you're not this problem. So it's a different animal.
Yeah.
Here are the top 3 funniest memes we found on the internet today. Third place was found over Twitter and was posted by a user named Henry Cejudo. Second place was found over Twitter and was posted by a user named Dovi Simu MMA. And our top pick was found over Instagram and was posted by a user named Couch Killers.
Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.